All right, Kevin, back with you for another episode of the $1,000,000 Relationships Podcast. And today I am here with Ben Leslie. Ben, welcome. It is so awesome to have you on the show.
Kevin, I can't thank you enough for having me on and your patriotism. I'm just honored, a little nervous, but honored to be here and joining you today.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, it's just you and me. We don't got to be nervous. Yep. It's just us, and we'll get this out there to a lot more people afterwards.
Great. Love it.
But I want to start off by just giving a shout out to Michelle Prince, because Michelle was the one that connected you and I. And what an amazing testament to the power of relationships, which is what this podcast is all about. And, she did an interview with me a little while back, and she was like, Kevin, you have got to interview these guys over here at Folds of Honor. And they are doing such an amazing stuff at Folds of Honor. And so here we are. And what's so cool, Ben, is you and I have been talking for a few before we hit the record button. This is mine and your first time ever having a conversation, but yet, because we have this mutual friend in Michelle, it's like, man, we just started talking to them like we've known each other for years, man.
That's exactly right.
And it's the most awesome thing. And that is, there is such power in relationships. And that's right from the get-go. That's what this podcast is all about, is facilitating relationships that impact millions of people's lives, because the natural byproduct of that is that millions of dollars in revenue get created as well. And when people like you guys get access to more revenue, it allows you to give more through the work that you guys are doing. And so I am just like really excited to have this conversation today, not only so that I get to know you more, Ben, but man, I want to let a whole lot more people know about you too. And so why don't we start with, we'll let you set a little bit of context. I'll turn it over to you so you guys can talk. You can talk about, what you do, who you serve, what inspires you most, Ben, about the work you guys are doing. And also, don't just gloss over, give us some backstory about how you even got into doing what you're doing and working with Folds of Honor and stuff.
Yeah. It's how much time do we have? Do we have a couple hours?
You know what? I don't have. Most of these interviews here, Ben, they go around 30, 40 minutes. Now, I've had them go up to an hour. I will not shut down a good conversation. And so if we want to go a little longer, and this is totally engaging, heck, I'll let you keep going, man.
Yeah. Well, the whole point of being on here with you, and thank you again for just giving us an opportunity, is to talk about Folds of Honor. And I've got this, the best job in the world. I get to help people every day, and I come to the office and am inspired by purpose. And I've been honored to have the opportunity to help people for 14 years now at Folds of Honor as a fundraiser. And my current title right now is Chief Development Officer. So I got my hands on a lot of, just real Americans that want to help others through their product, through their store, through an event, and you name it. But 15 years ago, I had the unique opportunity of meeting this unbelievable F-16 pilot and his wife in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Dan and Jackie Rooney. And they had the motivation and the inspiration to help, the immediate dependents of fallen and disabled servicemen and women. So the widows and kids that are left behind when this tragedy happens. And they decided to start a foundation above their garage in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. No money. They didn't know nobody. Dan always says he's not that smart. He's one of the smartest persons I ever met in my life. He says he's not, but he is. Don't let him fool you. And so they went out on this mission to start Folds of Honor, and they got their 501c3 status. They held a little golf tournament in Grand Haven, Michigan, to kick off the foundation to help a local family whose husband and father was killed in action, and they raised, $8,513, and they gave it back to this family. And they always say, when you reach out to help someone, you're the one being helped. And that was the feeling that they got. Dan and Jackie received that feeling, and then the band of brothers, the original, participants in this Patriot Golf Day at it was Grand Haven Golf Club. It's now American Dunes, felt, and that this contagiousness just grew. And, they started the foundation in August of 2007 to honor the sacrifice by educating their legacy, helping military families achieve their educational dreams, plain and simple. And so when I look back, I'm inspired by my wife. I'm inspired by my son. I'm inspired by my mom and my dad, who passed away 30 days ago. I've got all these people in my life that inspire me, but when I walk into my office in Owasso, Oklahoma, at the Folds of Honor headquarters, that is awarded, we've given away nearly $251 million to some 51,000 widows and kids in the last 14 years. Kev, what inspires me, Dan and Jackie Rooney, continue to inspire me every day. Our staff and all of my colleagues at Folds of Honor that walk in motivated, creative, positive, enthusiastic to help other people.
Yeah.
That inspires me. And then we can talk for hours about all the donors and corporate partners that I've been blessed to meet and sit in these unbelievable conference rooms. This kid from Oklahoma meeting with the head of convenience stores and grocery stores and airlines and merchandising companies. And, they authentically and truly want to help other people through their products and their companies. And so, you inspire me. Like just giving us a platform to talk about Folds of Honor and our purpose and our mission is very humbling. And I could go on and on and on. I appreciate the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, Ben, there is no hiding your passion for what you do.
Yeah.
And wow, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now that we've got a little bit of context set here and people have an idea of who Ben is, let's switch gears just a little bit. And I'm going to reiterate the question for the benefit of the listeners. So, Ben, have you ever been introduced to a person or persons who completely changed the course of your life or your business, so much so that much of what you do today would not even be possible if not for this person or persons?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in the game of golf, and I grew up on a golf course, a municipal golf course, Kevin, where people are, like true to the game, showing up in, clubs that are 20 years old and a bag that looks like it was their great grandfather's. And my job, and this was in junior high, in high school, and a little bit in college, was to make everyone their best day ever by the experience that they have when they're on the course. I help them. I get them to the cart. I get them out of their cart. I answer questions. I deliver food. I recycle their beer cans. I pick up their golf balls. And so it gave me an opportunity at a very young age, looking back, not knowing at the time, but how to help people, how to make people feel appreciative and grateful.
Yeah.
And, the golf industry has been very special to Folds of Honor. We raise a significant amount of money through the game of golf. And Colonel Rooney and his wife, Jackie, started Folds of Honor with that campaign I told you about in Grand Haven, Michigan, for a Patriot Golf Day event. It has since matured into this great opportunity where you have golfers. We asked them to add $1 to their green fee over a 4-day Memorial Day weekend, which is very easy to do. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up, transaction after transaction after transaction. So the game of golf has given back to me personally and my family, but has also given back to thousands and thousands of military families through our Folds of Honor Scholarship. So Dan and his wife, Jackie, and even his dad, Dr. John, and his mom, Sandy, started Folds of Honor through the game of golf. And I continue to be, besides my bosses and my supervisors when I was in high school and college working at this municipal golf course, who taught you show up, you smile, you treat everybody, like you want to be treated, this golden rule attitude that I have since carried forth. It's so simple. But Dan and Jackie, they started Folds of Honor with a singular motion. I've never met anybody in my life more positive and more motivated to continue to help people year over year over year over year, 15, 16 years going on, and giving us energy and inspiration and motivation for us to keep doing it. Because he can't do it all by himself. And we need the Trishas, and we need the U's, and we need the Bens, and we need the chapters and the corporate partners and the individual donors to help more people, man. And so I know it's long-winded, and there's other people along the journey, but if you've ever met them, and you'll get an opportunity. I'm on the B squad. You got the B team right now. Colonel Rooney's doing some military service right now, so he was unavailable. But you'll get him. You'll understand what I'm talking about. And he preaches to it every day. Like, we're here to help other people, and we God, I hope we're doing a good job doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, looking at the results that you guys have had over how many years? 13, 14 years now?
Yeah, it's been since 2007, so 15 full years, and we're the numbers are the numbers. They're great. We have an opportunity. We're very proud of it, and we're very proud of our mission. We're very proud of, and proud probably isn't the right word, right? We're honored of the things that we've done. Our staff is fantastic. I mean, our colleagues and our volunteers it's just so admirable. They're so motivating. What they do to, the nonprofit business is tough. I mean, we're not selling, a widget. We're not producing a Tesla. We're not, we don't have stock. So it's a unique individual that puts others before themselves in the nonprofit world. And Folds of Honor, we figured out how to hire. I mean, we hire right. We get the right people. But lastly, and I know you know this, and you're probably waiting for me to bring it up, but I'm really proud of our efficiencies. And Folds of Honor, over the years, as we've scaled and matured, we've kept one thing besides our mission is, how much money goes into our scholarship programs.
Yeah.
And we hold everybody accountable to that. Our staff, the financial integrity that we preach daily is out there. And we're one of the top 1% charities in the country as far as transparency and efficiencies. 91 cents out of every dollar goes back into our scholarship programs. There's always a need. We're always going to have people that sometimes we can't help everybody, but we're helping as many people as possible. And I think, we wouldn't have an opportunity to talk to you, and we wouldn't have an opportunity to meet with Anheuser-Busch or Quick Trip or Coca-Cola, these iconic brands and companies, if it wasn't for our efficiencies and our mission.
Yeah. So what are some of the campaigns that you guys are currently doing right now, Ben?
Oh, wow. So it's kind of fun. We just had National First Responders Day was last week. And so in addition to helping military families, we help the same, but on the first responders. So police, IMSA, paramedics, and EMT. If you're killed in the line of duty, we will send if you need it, your widow and or your kids to school, just like we do with our military families. And so last week was National First Responders Day. It's an unbelievable thing that they deserve to be recognized. I'm so glad they had it. And then, Saturday is November the 11th, and it's Veterans Day. And so November is a very honorable month for a lot of people across this country. And so there's a few big things happening, and you're going to laugh because they're so unique and they're all over the place, but I'm going to name a few. Yeti. I don't know if you know what Yeti is. It's this like
Coolers.
glassware, coolers, thermos. We have a Folds of Honor Yeti. So right now you can go online to Yeti and search Folds of Honor, and we've got a collection with our logo, and the Yeti brand is unbelievable. They're extremely patriotic, so they give us a percentage of sales from the Folds of Honor Yeti line, and that's going on right now, and it sells out. I mean, it is unbelievable. These Yeti people that collect things, and the product's phenomenal anyway. But to be associated with this brand is it's humbling. Titleist. We've talked about golf a few times. I'm not that good, but I strive to be really good at it one of these days. Titleist is a partner of ours, so you can go to Titleist website, and we have a Folds of Honor collection, a head cover, a backpack, a golf glove with our logo, and a percentage of sales goes back to Folds of Honor into our scholarship program. There's and I'm wearing one right now, so I have to talk about it. There's a ring out there called Kalo Rings, and it's like this rubber ring. It's not metal, but it's an unbelievable ring. And again, we get a percentage of sales, exclusive, unique. This thing's ringing here. I'm gonna turn this off. And this is I should say it's my favorite, because everybody, you got to be careful, but Freddy's Frozen Custard and Cheeseburgers is this brand, and they are doing a roundup this November to benefit Folds of Honor. So you go buy an ice cream sundae, you get some French fries and a Freddy's cheeseburger, and it costs $5.75. You can round it up to $6, and Folds of Honor receives the 25-cent difference, or whatever the difference is. And it's, they've got 1,000 stores across this great country. We're averaging a little bit under $15,000 a week in these transactions of people, if given an opportunity to give back and show their patriotism, they will. And so the brands that we're partnering with, just like you, giving us an opportunity, they're using whatever they've got to show their patriotism, a product, a roundup, customers, employee get back, payroll deduct. And so all of that's happening. And there's so many others. One of them, and I know you've got some underage drinking, and we're not promoting it, but this is out right now. Anheuser-Busch came out with this limited edition camo blue Bud Light. And when you talk about a significant, what inspires you, the employees at Budweiser, Bud Light, the employees at Anheuser-Busch have been a legacy partner to Folds of Honor. I mean, they've been giving money to us for 13 years. Wow. Kevin, and they've donated nearly $22 million to Folds of Honor, and nobody knows it. I mean, they're so, they're quiet with their philanthropy and their support, but this year they came out in a big way, and they're doing it, and they've helped us award nearly 51,000 scholarships. So they're doing it, and there's a countless of other things and companies. It's a great country, and we got great people here that want to help, and they're using Folds of Honor as an opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is really awesome, man.
It's nuts. And we've got, we've got, when you talk about scale and this contagiousness of patriotism, we have a very humble, fantastic group of employees here in Oklahoma, in Owasso, north of Tulsa, but we have 35 chapters across this great country as well, all the way from the Pacific Northwest to Albany, New York, and every major metropolitan city in between. And they're volunteer-based, and so they run events, galas and golf tournaments. They set up corporate partnerships in Kansas City and Minnesota, Dallas and Houston. But we have two big events coming up that I'll be going to. Thursday, we do a golf tournament in Orlando that'll raise $2 million. And Ken Griffey Jr. and Nancy Lopez are helping chair it. And our CEO, Colonel Dan Rooney, is going to be there, and Fox News, and it's a big to-do. And then we go Saturday, which is Veterans Day, to Dallas, and we have a 1,600-person gala at Cowboy Stadium at AT&T. Wow. On the field. We're not allowed to step on the star, but we have tables all around the football field.
Wow. How awesome is that? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. And all the chapters, it's, you talk about what inspires you, and we keep talking about people, and I'm just surrounded by people every day that motivate me and inspire me, and our volunteers, our employees, our staff, and all these chapters across the country. God, I wish you could meet every single one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I'll tell you, Ben, this has definitely been inspiring. Having a conversation with you and just hearing about not only the work that you guys are doing, but how many other people and organizations just believe in you guys and are just wanting, they just want to be a part of it and be along for the ride and be able to have a hand in supporting you guys, and then in turn, have a hand in helping people with you, co-creating and collaborating with you guys on this.
Yeah.
What a beautiful thing.
They do. We're surrounded, and we've got like the American Airlines and Delta Airlines and these iconic brands. And to your point exactly, they all have one thing in common: they want to help other people, and they're extremely patriotic. And Folds of Honor checks every right box of efficient and transparent and integrity and trust and all these things and enthusiasm. And we do it, and we do what we do. We do what we tell people we're going to do. And so if Delta Airlines gives us $500,000 and they want 100% of it to go back to Folds of Honor recipients in their hub cities, we do that. And we give them a list of all the recipients that are in from Utah to Atlanta and in between, what they're studying, where they live, where they go to school, like all this stuff. And they hold us accountable to all that. And we want them to, right? And I can tell you, Budweiser, God bless them, these guys, the unity, is you talk about inspiring, is emotional, and they trust us and we trust them, and they, for 13 years we've been giving out scholarships, and it's restricted to recipients where they have a wholesaler and where they sell beer. And I think it's a testament to the company, and it's a testament to Folds of Honor that we're doing what we say we're going to do.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to have this conversation today, Ben. I love the person you are. I love the way that you show up. Anybody listening to this, I guarantee there's some people going, man, Kev, I really like Ben. I want to find out more about what those guys are doing. What's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you my cell phone. I'll give you my email address. I'll give you my home address. I'll give you my work address. Foldsofhonor.org is out there. There's ways to get a hold of us there. We've helped a lot of people. We really have, but there is a need. This year we had about 3,000 qualified applications that we weren't able to fund. We funded, nearly 9,000, almost $50 million going to school right now in academic assistance through Folds of Honor. But we've gotten known in the military community and the first responder community, so we're getting flooded with qualified applicants. So anybody can. I don't know if you want me to give you my phone number on the. I'll give you whatever you want.
You can, if you feel led to do that, Ben, absolutely, yeah. And all the other contact information. I'll have you send it, and I will include it when we release this. I'll include it. But yeah, if you want to give out your phone number, absolutely.
Yeah, we're not hiding from anybody. I'm in Oklahoma, so we have a weird area code out here, Kevin. It's 918. And my cell phone is 918-704-4475. And I carry this thing on me all the time. And I have an email address, is bleslie, Leslie, at foldsofhonor.org. And welcome the opportunity to strategize, to, if you have corporate objectives that you need to meet, we want to help meet your objectives. Like, we're not looking for a handout. We're looking to collaborate and form a sustainable relationship. And that's how we've done it with Anheuser-Busch and Quick Trip and Delta Airlines and Coca-Cola. And we've been partners with these people for a decade.
Wow. Wow. And Ben, I think, so we've done over 200 interviews for this podcast.
Yeah.
You are the first person to ever give out their cell phone.
Oh,
and that speaks volumes. I do that with in all my communication. My cell phone is there because the way I look at this is that I should not be communicating with anybody that I don't want to be friends with, and friends have my cell phone number, and so I just put it in all my emails and everything. It's just been there,
Yeah.
And nobody, you know what? Nobody has ever abused it. I have never.
Oh,
I put it out there all the time. I have never got a call or a text message from anybody that ever. Nothing but good has happened by me putting my cell phone number out there.
Yeah, it's best country in the world. We're in the best country in the world with the greatest people in it, and I believe that they all have unbelievable hearts and want to live by the golden rule.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, Ben, once again, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to have this conversation. Any last thing you just feel led to share before we call it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you are a veteran or a first responder family and need help and need academic assistance, or even know anybody in that space, visit foldsofhonor.org. And if you're listening and you are a patriot and you want to help veterans and first responder families achieve their educational dreams, call me, email me, or visit foldsofhonor.org to learn more.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, thank you again, man. And this is awesome. I am really excited to get this interview out there and share it with others. And thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.